And there's a lot of other great ones out there, enabling things like pay by bank or even peer-to-peer lending, right? That just starts to change the game for our credit unions. What are the biggest challenges enabling them? We've heard a little bit around integration, but what are the blockers? And Raj, you, Torquato, Bill, I'd love to hear what you're seeing out there that's really stopping our credit unions from embracing these innovations.
Well, I mean, so, okay, nothing is stopping us from doing it, right? Uh, if you have deep pockets and if you have the talent and the strategy and the vision and the wherewithal and the leadership, yeah, you can do it, but it's a balancing act, right? Um, Especially when you're working in with constrained budgets. So having said that, so you're trying to balance multiple generations, right? It's not like you can say, you know what, I'm going to shut down the call center because everybody is, most youngsters are using their mobile app. No, you can't. You still have a segment of population calling the call centers on a regular basis. So you keep adding channels. We've kept adding channels over the years, but nothing has gone away. So we have created a technology complexity because you are servicing multiple generation of members, and the complexity with each generation is different, but but at the same time you're trying to provide all of these products and services in a consistent fashion across all generations. Their
That's a
needs
big
are different.
job.
Yeah, and their needs are different, right? Their behaviors are different across each channel. So you're trying to balance all this and trying to find the right fintech partner at a price point that's amenable, right? Uh, so having said that, we already talked about the legacy issue. We talked about integration challenges and all of that, right? So that's not going away anytime soon. But as a credit union, now the challenge is, all right, so we do all of these integrations. And over time, you have a sprawl of integrations. I may have added, one vendor for something that made sense 10 years ago. Then I add another vendor for something else, right? But down the road, now these two vendors probably enhance their product offering. Now I have duplication and overlap. So which vendor do I keep? How do I do that consolidation, and who do I get rid of? The contracts with all these fintech vendors, that's another challenge, right? So I just gave an example. We have 40 integrations. That means that's almost 30 or 40 different vendors in some cases. All of these contracts are probably starting and ending at different times because they got added at different times. Right? So just the sheer magnitude of managing the contracts and their expiration and when to get rid of somebody, when you cannot get rid of somebody, how to consolidate, all of this is challenging. And then with the fintech vendors, some of them get acquired and then they get sunset. There's another challenge. And then some fintechs don't have integrations with the core systems. Okay, the popular core systems, yeah, DNA, Scimitar, Correlation, yeah, most of them have integrations. But I'm sure there are hundreds of credit unions on XP2 and some other archaic core system like Spectrum, right? They will have a very hard time with some of these fintech integrations. So there are plenty of challenges, but again, it needs a very methodical thought process on a strategy, like Sue said, on how to get through this challenge.
Thank you for
And what do you
walking
do on
us
your
through that. I'm feeling your pain right now and everybody else's. Torquato, anything to add into that?
Basically. So Raj touched a very key point, which is technology is not easy, right? Somebody says, oh, add technology on top and everybody is going to be happy. In fact, more technology you add, more complexity you have.
Yeah.
And to Susan's point, at some time, legacy needs to go away, right? So this balance is extremely hard, and this is the key, right? And there is no right or wrong depending on our size, depending on our customers, depending on everything. And to Raj's point, credit unions, they are dealing with multiple generations, and those generations understand experience and convenience in different ways.
Yeah.
So for you, a call for the call center with somebody telling you something is more comfortable than an app. That's different, right? But channels, channels are channels. And more channels, more complexity to Raj's point. And we need, as a technology provider, we need to help customers and credit unions in special to find this balance and to analyze what they have in terms of integrations. Because what I said at the beginning, integrations are kind of, yeah, it's just integrations. I'm moving to the cloud and this is going to be solved. It's not like that, right? Integrations are key, and 2 points. Integrations can generate you new channels that can be better, or they can turn up into a nightmare to manage. And they can leverage you data to do something, new revenue streams. They can do the magic of data that we all know. Although there's the other side of the coin, which is can turn your complexity into a very big nightmare and keep you up at night. So build your integrations and establish those partnerships in a way that you see exactly what you're doing to the end customer, because everything is under convenience and experience. Know the customer first. See what kind of experience that you must have. And after that, see internally what you can turn off in terms of legacy as well. It's not easy. I'm not saying that it's easy. Like we know, Raj is saying in practice. So yes, I need to maintain those channels. Although to Sue's point, and sometime legacy needs to go away. So integrations and a solid build over it can tell you in a data-driven way when, right? So this is the key part of it.
Hey,
So
Lisa,
I'm
if
going
I
to
could,
ask, oh,
could I
yes,
just,
go
yeah,
ahead,
I
Bill.
just love to add just kind of one more thought here. I know we've spent a lot of time about technology, speaking about that, but Raj started to kind of open the door a little bit farther beyond that, right? And I think that there are other things just to highlight. Technology, of course, that's the biggest challenge we think about, the most money spent there, but the complexity also lies with vendor management, compliance, our own management within the credit union. Do we have the right resources to support change? So it transcends really across the whole organization. And as we talk about challenges, we definitely want to just keep those in mind too, that it's not just that tech piece, right? It's much bigger than that. And hence why sometimes technology takes so long to change, right? It's not just that the technology couldn't change, it's that there's a lot of other pieces in the mix.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just want to add one more piece, is before I forget, is integrations. All these integrations are also causing cybersecurity challenges. Let's not forget
Yep.
that.